everybody, welcome to Bikini Coin Girl. Today we're going to be talking about grading companies. I'm going to list 3 of the very well-known grading companies, but I'm also going to mention 3 of the not-so-known grading companies. And I'll explain the subtle differences as best as I can. Now the first one we're going to start with, it's one that I had never heard before. Before my father got me a coin that was slabbed by them, he told me that they might as well just be self-slabbed coins. But, good side, really, really cheap grading company. Bad side, you don't know how reliable their grading is. So, keep that in mind before you use them. First one we're going to talk about is SGS, the Star Grading Service. Now, their slabs kind of look like this. It's very simple, it's not too big, but it's also held together by 2 pieces of tape. So, once again, might as well have been self-graded. Now, the next one that's not so well known is AACGS, which stands for American Alliance Coin Grading Service. Now, their airtights I like a little better because they are actually sealed. When I bought this one, it already had the crack in it. I plan on getting it regraded sometime very soon. But this is the Bicentennial Congress coin. I'll be doing a video on that pretty soon as well. Now this one, like the other, it's not as expensive when it comes to grading coins, but at the same time, their name doesn't hold a lot of weight in the coin grading community. So, keep that in mind. Now the last of the not so well-known grading companies would be NNC, which stands for National Numismatic Corporation. No, certification, sorry. Got one of them mixed up. But their airtights are pretty similar to Pcgs. I wouldn't say exact replicas, and I don't like what they put there to hold the coin in place, because you don't know what kind of grease or oil they use to make the styrofoam in there. So I don't know if I would trust it too awful much. But once again, because it's a not as known grading company, their grading prices will be a little cheaper. Now we're going to move on to the ones that I use depending on what I'm trying to get out of the deal, you might as well say. The first one we're going to talk about is ANACS. Now, ANACS stands for American Numismatic Association Certification Service. Yeah, that's a mouthful. But basically, their airtights look like this. Little odd shaped. However, I like how they do the center. It keeps the coin in place, but not as much like a bezel. So it does no damage to the rim. Whenever I have a coin graded by ANACS, it's not for profit or anything like that. I use ANACS mostly for collector's market. This is a 1928 S peace dollar. It's one of the more rare dates when it comes to peace dollars. So if you have a collector's item, these are normally one of the better people to go with, because a lot of collectors will trust this company. Not to mention they're not as expensive. So, but a lot of the coins that I send off to ANACS, they're either mint errors, coins with toning, basically the ones that would cost me an arm and a leg and a couple of other things to get them graded by PCGS or NGC. The next is NGC, which means Sorry guys. Tongue-tied. Basically, it stands for Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. Their airtights look like this. I really like their airtights. It tells you exactly what the coin is right there on the front, but it also has a little scanning bar there. So if you ever want to look up your coin, you can type in the serial number and it'll pop it right up in the NGC database. So you can see what it graded. If it gets stolen, they can track it if someone tries to sell it. NGC is a really good company to go to if you're trying to get a higher grade, because they're a little bit more lenient on their grading criteria. So it's by far easier to get a higher grade like MS63 all the way up to MS70 with NGC. Now the last one we're going to talk about is, of course, PCGS, which stands for Professional Coin Grading Service. Now, when I have a coin that I want to get top dollar for, I want it to have the most renown, PCGS is what I go for. Their grading criteria is a lot more strict, I guess. So it's harder to get a high grade out of them. Their airtights look like this. Once again, I like how they do the center. It keeps the sides from bouncing around. There's no harmful chemicals involved. And they also have that same serial number right there where you can track it. Now when it comes to PCGS, the only coins that I send off, like I said, are the ones that I want no one to argue with. I don't recommend PCGS for mint errors or varieties because it's going to cost you $60 a coin plus shipping, handling, and insurance. But with that said, that's all of the coin grading services that I know of. Y'all have a good day or night, depending on where you are. Remember that coin collecting is always sexy for both men and women. So y'all have a nice day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the annoying bell down at the bottom. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye!